Hi and welcome to this week's UMIP Community Review call. This week we've got 3 UMIPs up for review, ASI X, Ondo and a Zodiac module. Will we take the ASI X one first? Oh, hey Chandler. We're just looking at the ASI X performance tokens 4556. Now, I know that Rainus had left some comments around granularity, I think, that we had blockers for last time. Are these all now resolved and we're good to go? Sean?
So my understanding is there's a couple of things. There's a desire to use early expiry LSPs that I believe they kind of still need to add like UMIP instructions for like early expiration. And then the other thing would be that for like different sports, they have, I guess, different like models. And right now, I think it's specific to, I forget, I think it's specific to the NFL. But they want to use it with other sports, and I think they need to add those in. Yeah. And they said like their mainnet product release would be focused on the MLB and would come out in April. And so I think they actually like need to add in kind of the MLB like pricing methodology.
Okay. Are those comments on the GitHub, or have you still typed them in?
It's in Discord.
This in the group? It's in Discord that you're chatting to them.
Those aren't really comments from our side. It's more like they have, product requirements that they're just bringing up now that necessitate like different things, right? So, like I think they definitely know this.
So, in terms of those, is this UMIP ready to go? Are these additional requirements that they might want to put in an additional UMIP for, or is it a blocker on this UMIP?
It's a blocker on this UMIP.
Blocker on this UMIP. So the condition. So, is this something that really needs to be revisited, or is it a condition that we want to add?
Sorry, I don't understand the difference.
Do you think that it's something that can be fixed before the time the on-chain proposal goes forward?
I guess we'll see. I'm guessing no. I'm thinking this probably needs to be delayed. Like they're basically changing the pricing methodology. But it's possible also, I guess. So I'm thinking, it can be like a conditional go, but I wouldn't expect a vote on this one this week.
Okay, so it's a go conditional on clarity over the early expiry LSP and what is actually required at a technical level for the different sports?
So they would need to change the pricing formula that's present. There's also examples on like data specifications, or I think like price feed implementation, I forget, where everything is kind of NFL specific. So it's like unclear how to actually, like you can't price MLB players, I guess is what they're doing. You can't price MLB players with like NFL data. So they need to like update it for what their actual like use case is.
Okay. So that condition would be providing data for the different use cases?
Yeah. So explicitly listing the different sports that they would want this to support, and then instructions for each one.
Cool. Okay, so that one's a conditional goal. Any other comments from anyone on Athlete X? Okay.
Nope.
The next one was the Ondo ILP. Now, this was blocked last week because the team had still to review. What's the status of it now? I can see there's still some outstanding comments.
Yeah, I think mostly those comments just need to be addressed. I don't think there's anything like massive. It was just mostly like Reynes did this review.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we just need Alex to address it.
The other thing worth adding is that the design choice that they went with is the simpler version where there is just going to be one KPI option that gets minted, and it's going to be on a per vault level as opposed to a per user level. Well, I say one KPI option, but one address is going to hold all the options. So this makes this the calculation a lot easier to make, a lot simpler.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think the UMIP is set up that way already also. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there was talk as well of confirming the design with Ondo. Has that conversation taken place?
Are you talking about the design, the vault? I think the design that we were talking about last week was whether these options will be distributed to individual LPs or be owned by the vault. And I think we went with the vault version.
Okay, and that's confirmed with Ondo. That's what they want.
Yeah, that's what they told us.
Okay. Cool. Is this blocked or is this a conditional goal?
I don't think it's blocked. I think it's just a conditional go, contingent upon like addressing the clarification comments.
Excellent. Super. And then the last one is the add Zodiac as a price identifier. There was some comments left by you, Sean, and I noticed that John's addressed them. I added in a few more comments later today. I don't know if John's earlier today. I don't know if John's had a chance to read through them. Mainly around where the rules would come from and what constitutes a proposal.
Yeah, that makes sense. I haven't seen the comments yet, but I'll take a look at them today. I know there's also a couple of comments from Sean that were outside of like marking specific lines in the document or something. Like I need to get a script for like parsing this this data when it comes to the optimistic oracle. Also add like more technical examples. All of that should come in because I'm writing test scripts for it right now. So I'll get a lot of the stuff that I can just copy paste into this doc, and I'll take a look at your comments as well.
Okay.
And in terms of timeline, I can see if it's possible to address everything and get it ready for this week. But if not, rolling to next week is also fine. My top priority will be just getting those tests in and try to get it merged into the protocol repo and work from there. Just keep updating the UMIP as I go along.
Okay, cool. So that would be a conditional goal based on the test scripts being complete?
Yeah, let me check all of the comments. So I want to address your comments, so I'll take a look at those. Full example of a standard rule set. I have like an example rule set, but I don't know if it's really comprehensive. I could flesh that out a bit more. an example of a governance vote being carried from proposal to execution. So with that, like I should have that from the test scripts that I'll be writing, and a link script for transaction decoding. So that's the other one. So that's what the voters would actually see then to understand the proposal that they're ruling for or against, plus the ancillary data that links to the rule set and additional explanation from the proposer explaining why they think it follows the rules, or like where to look in the rules and so on.
Okay, cool. So it's a conditional go based on a link to the test scripts, examples, and the comments being addressed?
I'm good with that.
Excellent. Any other comments?
No. I guess outside of the actual UMIP review, is it fine to just move the UMIP review call to this time every week?
It's fine for me. Yes. In general, I'm not too keen on moving external meetings, just as a general principle, but yeah,
Yeah.
we can move it to 1700 UTC going forward. And that's just a one change.
Cool. I think it's much easier to move this call than it is to move the other call. And I think it was already a poor time for a lot of, like, you know, for Hexy and some other UMIP reviewers. So I don't think moving is that big of a deal, at least in my opinion. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it's probably easier for you, John, as well.
Cool.
Excellent.
All right, guys. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yep.